Hi everyone, Stampin' Sue Creates here to share with you a fun video. One of my new, what do I want to say? One of my new hobbies I started doing. I do a lot of different crafts, and this is an embroidery machine. The embroidery machine that I have is a Brother PE535. I just got it last year sometime. Attempted to use it the first time months ago. Didn't work out. Gave up on it. Came back. Put some time into it, and I learned how to use it. So just want to give you a quick overview. I've had some questions through Facebook and that. People wanting to know, well, what is this all about? Is this easy to use? Can I do it? And I'm going to tell you, yes, you can. I love the Brother line. I have the scan and cut. I have a few other Brother things. I have the label maker. I love Brother products, and I'm not associated with Brother in any way. This is just my personal opinion. So this is a embroidery machine only. Some of the machines you get, you can use for sewing and embroidering, or you can get just embroidery machine. And I already have a sewing machine, so I just wanted an embroidery machine. Very easy to thread. All I can recommend is definitely read the manual. Watch YouTube videos, join some Facebook groups. These are all the things I did. I'm self-taught and I'm a visual person, so that was the route that I went. I did look at the book, don't get me wrong, I did look at the manual, and just by playing with it and just experiencing it. So over here on the side, there are, not sure if you can see, let me lift it up. There's a port here for USB port or a thumb drive. So I have a thumb drive in there. I have a couple different ones. There's an on and off button here. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, so turned it on. It's going to go through different screens. It's going to kind of wait for you to get it started. And that was my first thing. Oh my gosh, I turned it on. Well, why isn't it working? So you just press your screen, and then it tells you that the embroidery unit's going to move, so get your hands away from there, or necklaces or whatever you have. So hit OK, and then it moves and it's ready. When you see this red light, that means it's not going to do anything. Red means stop, so the machine has stopped. When it gives you the green, you can go. Very basic, simple. The bobbin pops right here in the bottom, and there's photos on here every single direction for what to do with anything you need. So it tells you the track here on how to thread your bobbin. It has a self threader over here that you press down, and it threads the eye of your needle. And I do purchase pre-wound bobbins. I find they work really well. They're wound really tight, pardon that pun, and they go a long way, and they are made for embroidery machines. So if you want to get started, do your research, number one, on machines. Try to decide what it is you want to do with it. How big do you want to go? That was one thing that I wanted, something affordable, and I didn't know if this was going to be something I enjoyed. So I chose the one. This only goes as large as a 4x4 hoop. So this is actually the hoop size. And the area that you have to embroider is just basically, this goes here, a 4x4 hoop size. So that's it. If you want to go bigger, check out other machines. 5x7, there's a PE535, which I'm hearing raves about that one. There are ones that go up to like 11 by whatever. I mean, there's some massive machines out there. But I wanted something simple, easy, just to play around with. Well, I just have to tell you, I'm hooked on it. So I'm already thinking I'm going to go up to, there's a Pocono Sewing and Vacuum Center up in Stroudsburg. And I already messaged them. They'd take this as a trade-in, and I'm gonna look at either 5x7 or 6x10, so size hoop. So anyhow, this is good. It comes with preloaded designs in here, and if you want any of those, you just touch it and you press on it. If you want to use, say, that one here, it's all colored, so you can use any color thread, but recommended is there. If you want to use that one, you hit set. You can move it around. You can move it up, down, wherever it will fit. See how it moves? This is dead center. You hit OK. You can size it, you can rotate it, you can do all those things. If you wanted to choose that one, you hit edit, exit edit, okay. And then to embroider, you just hit this embroidery. And here it is, it's going to pull it up. Now this one is going to take 3 minutes total. Right here it tells you all the different colors of thread to use. If you need to cut your thread, there's a little button there. There's also here, cut your thread and your needle up and down. This portion here is if you say your bobbin ran out, which will stop and tell you that the bobbin is low, and you wanted to go back a couple stitches or move ahead a couple stitches for whatever reason. This is what you would use for that. So you hit OK. Well, we're not going to do that. I thought I would do something real quick with you. So with having the USB port, you can purchase designs. Now, the whole other aspect of this is you can go into designing your own, they call it digitizing, where you take, say you take this puppy, you want to digitize it to make it into a file that you can embroider. It's a whole learning thing. I'm not interested in learning how to digitize and turn this into an embroidery pattern. That's a whole other ball game. That's not my style. I'd rather just buy it from somebody or, use it here. There's many sites online. You can go through Etsy. You can go through personal websites. And the cost varies. There's a lot of them on there online that are actually free. So that's a way to start. So to start, check your budget. What are you going to use it for? What type do you want? What size do you want? Do your research first. That's the important thing. So I chose the 4x4 because I didn't know. I figured, well, that's big enough. Now you definitely can use 4x4 and use it for bigger designs. This will be your design space, but if you wanted to add a word or a name or something, just rehoop it and move it around. And then, you can work around it if you want to. I'm kind of looking for a bigger hoop size and a more capability, a faster speed, that kind of thing. But, whatever works for you. So I downloaded some designs here. I have different thumb drives here. So to get to those, when you look at this picture right here with the sewing machine, if you press that, these are designs that I've made and I've saved them. Okay, so yeah, you can see that. So I already, I created it and I'm like, yeah, I want to save it to the sewing machine. I'm not sure how many it holds. I don't know. There's 3 of them in there so far and they're not very big files. So I'm not sure what that is. You'd have to check the manual. So let's go back. So this little symbol here is the USB port over here where I have my thumb drive. So if you press that, and this is great because it's all in color. Love that. These are different designs that I either purchased or got for free. So let's go through them. So you see little gnomes. They're super cute. I haven't stitched them yet. But it only holds a certain amount. So, don't go and get a thumb drive that, is mega large because the machine only has enough room for so much. But so anyhow, I sewed these during the week. This was a panel. And all I did was I cut it, put some batting in between, put right sides together, and sewed it, turned it inside out, well, right side out, and then did a little stitch around it. And I'm making these into little mug rugs. Let me show you some that I've done, okay? So you see this little stitching on here? This is actually done from the embroidery machine. So we have a whole bunch of them. And I'm going to be selling them at an upcoming craft show. So look how fun they are. So, I'm thinking after this, I'm going to take my sewing machine and maybe just sew around the parameter of this. But aren't these super fun? And they're so quick and easy to do. And I thought I would finish them up for you, with you. So I just purchased this. I buy a lot of my supplies on Amazon. You can find the thread, you can find the stabilizer, which is something you're going to need. Whenever you do embroidery, you need something to stabilize. So that goes down in your hoop. Now what I'm going to do today is called free floating. So yeah, but I just got this, the stabilizer. This is one which is water soluble. So learn the hard way. When you're going to do a fine, intricate design like this and you have your stabilizer on the back, You know, it's sort of like a paper. You got to be picking out all that stabilizer. Well, if you get water soluble, you just missed it with water and it dissolves. So hello. But like I said, trial and error, I learned my mistakes. So this is a little bit different, and I was kind of disappointed the way it came, and it kind of has a real bad odor to it, but like a real, like, not even like a vinyl-y smell, like a stinky smell. So anyhow, I'm going to use this as my stabilizer. I did do a practice one to make sure, so that when I do this, you know, you guys, it's going to work. So here's my hoop, and the hoop consists is, this is the bottom, this is the part right here that connects into the machine right there. So this screw part, you want that to be at the bottom. There's a little arrow here, and there's a little arrow, excuse me, right here, so that you know that this is how your hoop goes together. So what you're basically going to do is you're going to make a sandwich. Let me put this on here and then I'll show you. This is hard to do. It's so much simpler when I do my stamping videos because I have the camera up above. So this is going to make a sandwich, and this is very slippery stuff. Oof. So this will go in between with your hoop. So let me do this and then I'll bring it up to show you. And then we're just going to do some floating in here. You want this to be fairly taut. Okay, so see, I got that in there. And I just want to kind of pull it a little bit so that it's, you know, not loosey-goosey. And then I'm going to tighten up this little screw right here. So, okay, so there we go. We have that. So now what I want to do, I'm going to bring this closer. I'm going to go ahead with these two screws. I'm going to snap this into the machine, just like that. Okay, I have it threaded. I have bobbin thread. Those are the things you want to check. Make sure everything's thread properly. Everything's ready to go. So I'm going to take my little mug rug and I'm going to stick it in the hoop. Normally you would stick it in between the two, and I'll have to do a video on that. But this one is just going to do just something quick. So I want to go over here. Let me bring you back. And whoops. And I want to choose this one here. This is like an embroidery, like a stippling design. And so that's highlighted. So in order to get that design, oops, I'm going to hit set. Okay, so there on the screen you see it. So it has little paw prints and little dog bones, and it's just super cute. It was just a couple dollars through a website on Etsy. So that's the design I want to use. So now I want to do the edit end. Okay, so you're going to come up with this. This will allow you to move it up, down, or in the center. Okay, you can rotate it. You know, you can do it many ways, but this is fine like this. This fills the hoop exactly. Now I want to make sure what's in my hoop is going to fit properly. So this little, let me go back, whoops. See this symbol here? Watch this. This is going to do that, and I'm going to press it, and what it's going to do is it's going to go all around the perimeter, and it's going to show you where it's going to stitch. Okay. So that looks pretty good to me. Now this is, again, this is just floating in the frame. Okay. So I'm good with that. So we'll go back here. You know, if I wanted to adjust it and move it any direction, you can do it. So I'm good with that. So I'm going to hit the OK. Okay, and we're back to this screen. Now again, if you want to make any changes, this is a place where you can move it. You know, you can do all that, rotate it, but I'm good with that. I'm ready to embroider. So what do I hit? I hit this, embroidery. And there, it's going to bring up your screen. It's going to show you how long it's going to take. Can you see that? It also gives you a recommended color of thread, and it has a number. And all of these little spools of thread, this is a variegated one. These are just new. I just got them. They have a little number on here. Oop. What am I doing here? Back to that. Okay. And it tells you, like, if you're doing a pattern with different colors, it gives you suggested colors, but you can use any color you want. Oh, and while I did that, here's what I hit. I hit this thing with the question mark. So if you have any questions on what you're doing, you know, and you don't want to refer to a manual, you're a visual person like me, if you hit this, it's going to tell you what you have to do. And you can scroll through. Well, this one doesn't have a scroll through, but it tells you to make sure, you know, how to do your bobbin and whatnot, those kinds of things. I'm going to go back, so back to where we were. Okay, so I hope I'm explaining this well. All right, so this one is only going to take a minute. That's why I chose this one. This little symbol here, this will take you, say you had to stop the machine, maybe your needle broke or the bobbin, you need a new bobbin, which it will tell you when your bobbin is low. You want to go back and maybe catch up a couple stitches, or for some reason maybe you want to move ahead in the design, you want to skip a part of it. You can do the those functions right here just by going like minusing, going back, or plussing, going forward. So we're good with that. We don't need to do that. All right, so it's pretty much all said and ready to go, right? So now it's going to be a little loud. So my needle is down. You want to make sure your needle goes down. And when your needle goes down, you see what happened there. So when the needle was up, it's not going to go. You need the green to go. So I'm going to press it down. So green is ready to go. Okay, so it's all in the hoop. It's ready to go. And my grandkids were here, and so they had fun. It was like, okay, press the button. So press the button. And here we go. I'm going to try to bring it close for you to see. Okay, so it's going to do that quilting design. It's only going to take a minute. Okay, there it goes. Now, if I had to do this by hand, I mean, I could never do this with the little paw prints and dog bones and everything. I mean, I don't know what's involved in quilting designs like this, but I'll tell you, this does a beautiful job. The embroidery thread has like a glistening to it. It's just amazing. When I sit here, I'm just mesmerized when this is running and doing its thing. And a lot of times I'm right here next to it because I do like to watch, make sure there's no problems with it. I'm doing another project, maybe some stamping or something. But it is a lot of fun. It's very therapeutic to watch. And I just thought adding this little bit of embroidery, you know, would be a great thing. I think when I'm done with doing all these, I'm going to go around with my sewing machine and just kind of outline, you know, around that block a little bit, just to give it a little bit more. And I'm just using white thread. And the bobbin just has a white thread, and I buy them pre-wound. If I didn't mention that, you can buy, like I said, everything pretty much on Amazon. Check your manual, what kind you need, because there are all different kinds. And it's just, I don't know, I love it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here's our screen over here, and it says finished embroidering. So you hit the OK. All right, so we'll go back here. I'm going to lift up the foot. And to get the hoop out, you want to press on this metal piece. Okay, well, it's kind of hard for me to do. And that's one of the new things about, hold on, I'm at an odd angle here. Hold on a sec. One of the new things about the newer ones is they actually slide in as opposed to this, because this can get tedious after a while. So there's our design. Look how fun that is. And like I said, if I take my sewing machine and stitch around a little bit here, because this has batting in between. So this was a panel that I purchased, and I just cut it apart, cut it in squares, and put a piece of batting inside and got a piece of backing fabric. Well, here's one that you can see. And I sewed it right sides together and then turned it out and then stitched around with the sewing machine. And then let me show you one. So this would be how it was. And these are just perfect for little coasters for where, you know, if you're working or whatever and you have a cup or something to put on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to unscrew the bottom here and pop out the hoop. Okay, we'll tuck that back under there for now. So here you have this. Now all you have to do is just, for the back here, I'm going to trim around here, and then I'm just going to spritz it a little bit with water, and this is going to dissolve into nothing. And I learned the hard way, don't use one that has paper on the back, because you have to try to get rid of all this. So when you're done, say you did this one, well, that one's not so good to be able to see. Let me get one you can see. Okay, so how about this cutie? So when you're all done, you turn it around, there's your stitching on the back. And the water-soluble stabilizer just kind of disappeared. So isn't that fun? Here's another one. I'll have to trim some of my strings. Look at how cute they are. So I'm doing an upcoming craft show, and I got tons of things that I've been creating. Key fobs and baby bibs and towels and pot holders that you can get from the dollar store. I mean, it's just amazing the things you can do with this fun embroidery machine. Let me bring that back so you can see. Don't mind my heater. This is my craft room, so, you know, it's kind of a mess. But, yeah, I'm just loving this. So I hope that explained a little bit. I mean, it's very easy to use. There's a tension dial up here. I don't touch that at all. Whatever the factory set it at, that's what I do. Every once in a while, I take this little plate off and just kind of clean out a little bit with just a little Q-tip, just to make sure there's no kind of little threads or anything. And yeah, and it's good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish the rest of these. What time is it? I got a 7 o'clock Facebook Live I'm doing over at my Stamp and Sue Creates. So if you're not a follower over there, that's where I do my rubber stamping and things like that. So come on over and check it out. So anyhow, if you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. I hope I explained it. Sometimes I'm not very good at explaining. I'm very good at showing. So, yeah. I hope this will be something that you may think about doing. You know, Mother's Day is coming up. If you're a mom or, you know, grandma or, you know, aunt, godmother, whatever, you know, you might want to ask, you know, your kids or something like, hey, I want to get into this embroidery stuff. So, Stamp and Sue Creates is over there doing it, so I could too. And you really can. It's really super simple. So when we're in this mode, let me just finish this. We want to get out of it. You just go back, and go back. You cancel the current pattern, okay, and it brings you back to your screen. And don't forget, red means stop, green means go. So thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, where I'm going to be uploading some more fun videos. And who knows, maybe I'll be picking up a bigger machine. But before I do, I wanted to showcase this very simple, basic machine, perfect for a beginner. The only thing I recommend, again, check your hoop size and what you think you're going to be doing. You could always upgrade and trade it in. So anyhow, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a super stampin' day. And we'll see you back here again over at the Stamp and Sue Creates YouTube very soon. Bye-bye for now.